When it comes to pro wrestling games on mobile devices, most titles lean toward the arcade-style action or have a unique take on the wrestling genre. You've got games that focus on fast-paced action with over-the-top animations, card-based games where you collect and battle your favorite superstars, and even titles that use the wrestling license for different kinds of gameplay experiences. But what about a true wrestling simulation? WWE 2K on iOS and Android aimed to bring console-quality simulation to handheld devices. Did it succeed? Well, today we're diving deep into WWE 2K for mobile to uncover what went wrong with this ambitious attempt at a pro wrestling simulation. When WWE 2K Mobile was first announced, it sent waves of excitement through the wrestling community. Imagine being able to take your favorite WWE console in the palm of your hand on your mobile device in WWE 2K. The concept alone was enough to spark a buzz. The game was developed by N-Space and published by 2K Sports, aiming to bring a console-like experience to your mobile device. The promotional material promised a lot. Key features included a full roster of WWE Superstar, all the moves, and detailed character models. Modes like My Career were designed to offer deep, engaging gameplay. Trailers showcased smooth animations, intense matches, and the potential for a wrestling experience on the go. The developers emphasized that this would not just be a watered-down mobile game, but a full-fledged 2K experience built from the ground up for iOS and Android. People were excited with discussion and speculations on how the game would leverage mobile technology. Would it bring in a new audience? Could it define mobile wrestling games? Forums and comment sections and YouTube videos were filled with optimistic predictions. The idea of having a full WWE 2K console-like game on your mobile device got people really excited. To really break down this game, we have to talk about the core of any wrestling game, and that is the gameplay and the controls. WWE 2K for mobile introduced a touch-based control scheme designed to replicate the console experience on a smaller screen. The idea was to use simple tap and swipe gestures to perform grapples, strikes, and special moves. On paper, this seemed like a really great way to make the game accessible to a wider audience, especially those who are not used to a traditional game controller and are just using a mobile device. The touch controls allowed players to execute a variety of moves with just a few simple gestures. For example, tapping the screen would perform a basic strike, while swiping in a different direction would execute grapples or Irish whips. Special moves and finishers could be triggered by tapping on specific icons that appeared when your momentum meter was full. It was an intuitive control scheme that was meant to make the game easy to pick up and play. Another key feature was the stamina system. The system was meant to add a layer of strategy to the gameplay, requiring players to manage their energy levels throughout a match. Performing high energy moves would drain your stamina, so players had to balance their offense and defense carefully. The stamina system was a nod to the more simulation-style gameplay on the console versions, aiming to add depth to the mobile experience. The reversal system was another important mechanic. Just like the console versions, players could counter their opponent's moves with precise timing. A well-timed swipe or tap would allow you to reverse an attack and turn the tide of the match. This added an element of skill and timing to the gameplay, making matches more dynamic and exciting in theory. However, as great as these features sounded, their execution left much more to be desired. Many players found the touch controls to be imprecise and unresponsive, especially during fast-paced matches. Swipes and taps didn't always register correctly, making it difficult to perform moves consistently. The lack of responsiveness was a major frustration, as it often meant the difference between victory and defeat. It was at its worst during reversal attempts and special moves where timing was crucial. Players often found themselves missing reversals or failing to execute finishers because the touch inputs just didn't register as intended. This led to a ton of frustration and negatively impacted the overall gameplay experience. One of the key selling points was the variety of game modes it offered. The main mode included career mode, training mode, live events, and online multiplayer. However, each of these modes faced significant issues that prevented them from living up to their hype. Training mode was designed to help players hone their skills and master the game's mechanics. The mode included various practice drills and tutorials to teach you how to perform different moves, reversals, and finishers. While training mode was a useful addition, it too had its shortcomings. The main issue with training mode was its limited scope. The drills were basic and did not cover the full range of moves and strategies needed to excel in matches. Moreover, the tutorials were often unclear, leaving players confused on how to execute certain moves or strategies effectively. Career mode allowed players to create your own superstar and guide them through the ups and downs of a WWE career. We've done that a million times in WWE games, and it was no different here. You could customize your character's appearance, moveset, entrance, and make decisions that would impact your career storyline. While this mode aimed to replicate the depth of the console versions, it fell short in several different ways. First, the customization options were quite limited compared to what players were used to on the console. The variety of hairstyles, attire, and entrance animations were significantly reduced, making it hard to create a true, unique superstar. Additionally, the storyline elements felt shallow and repetitive, lacking the engaging narratives that made career mode a standout feature on the console games. Players quickly found that career mode became monotonous, with the same few storylines and objectives cycling over and over and over. The lack of variety made it difficult to stay invested in your superstar's journey, leading to a less immersive experience. Lastly, online multiplayer was intended to be a major highlight of the WWE 2K for mobile, allowing players to face off against each other from around the world. Unfortunately, this mode was severely impacted by lag and connectivity issues. Matches would often suffer from severe delays, making it difficult to time reversals and execute moves properly. Players reported frequent disconnects and long wait times to find matches, leading to a frustrating experience. The lag made competitive play nearly impossible, and the outcome of the matches often felt out of your hands due to the unresponsive controls. Graphics and performance are critical to any video game, and WWE 2K for mobile aimed to deliver impressive visuals for mobile devices. However, while the intent was there, the execution left much to be desired. The first thing players noticed was a significant downgrade in graphics compared to the console versions. And I know what you're going to say, it's a mobile game, of course that's going to be true. The character models on the mobile version were less detailed with lower resolution textures and fewer polygons, of course, and the lighting and shadow effects were simplified, leading to flatter and less dynamic visual presentation. The arenas themselves lacked detail and atmosphere of their console counterparts. Crowd animations were reduced, the audience often looked static and lifeless. This detracted from the immersive experience that the developers aimed to create, and the overall visual fidelity was far inferior, making the game look and feel outdated. The performance of the game was another major issue that caused lots of problems. Even at its core, just performing simple swipes did not feel responsive and made the gameplay feel sluggish, leading to the core gameplay just being not that fun, making it difficult to stay engaged with the game. Another major criticism for WWE 2K Mobile was the price. The game was priced at $7.99 US on the iOS App Store and the Amazon App Store for Android devices. The initial cost gave players access to the core game, which, if you were on the fence about it, you probably weren't going to purchase this game at $7.99 if you were unsure how it worked. The reaction to this game was overwhelmingly negative. What started with high hopes and excitement quickly turned into disappointments. Fans reacted negatively to the controls and performance of this game. On the App Store and Google Play, the game received a flood of negative reviews. Players rated it poorly, with many citing imprecise controls and lag as major drawbacks. Comments frequently mentioned how the game failed to live up to the standards set by its console counterpart, and how the initial excitement turned into regret after purchasing the game. The backlash had a significant impact on the game's reputation. WWE 2K for the mobile became quickly known as a cautionary tale of how not to make a mobile game. The developers faced mounting pressure to address issues and release updates to improve the game. While some patches were released to fix bugs and improve performance, many players felt these efforts were too little and too late. Developers occasionally responded to the backlash, acknowledging the issues and promising improvements. However, the damage to the game's reputation was already done. Many players had already moved on, leaving negative reviews and sharing their disappointment with their communities. The initial hype and excitement were replaced by a sense of betrayal and frustration. Ultimately, WWE 2K for iOS and Android serves as a lesson of the importance of meeting players' expectations and delivering a polished product. The game's rocky launch and subsequent backlash highlighted the risk of releasing a game at $7.99 and failing to properly optimize to the target platform. It's a stark reminder of how quickly a community can turn on a game if it just isn't worth the money. In conclusion, WWE 2K for iOS and Android had the potential to be a fantastic mobile wrestling game, but it fell short in many different areas. From control issues to performance problems to monetization, the game struggled to deliver on all the experience that the fans were hoping for. And at the end of the day, I bet a lot of people forgot this game even existed. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about WWE 2K, the mobile game. If you played it, if you didn't, what do you think? Did you like it? Did you not? And as always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. We'll see you in another video.